BIONICLE, Mask of Light. Written by C.A. Hapka. Recording by Mr. Legolover55. Chapter 12. The Decision. A few hours later, Takua, Jaller, and Puku stopped beside a small tunnel entrance dug out of an icy mountainside. Takua leaned closer to read the writing on the battered old totem that marked the entrance. Onu Koro, he read. He glanced at Jaller. It doesn't look like it's been used in a while, and we don't have a lightstone. Jaller held up the faintly glowing mask. Who needs lightstones? He led the way into the tunnel. Puku followed. Takua hesitated, then climbed down into the darkness after them. The tunnels were too low to allow the Matoran to ride Puku, so all three of them walked along on foot. Takua was lagging behind. He didn't want to admit it, but being underground made him nervous. It was too still, too close, and much, much too dark. Takua stopped short. Was he hearing things? He peered into the darkness behind him, but there was no sign of life or movement. By the time he turned around, Jaller and Puku had disappeared. Guys? Takua called. Where'd you go? Takua gulped. That time, he definitely heard it. But who? Where? Why? He wasn't sure he wanted to know the answer. Jaller? He called, racing forward. Jaller! Oof! In the blinding dark, he crashed into a wall and fell. Suddenly, an eerie red glow lit up the tunnel. A pair of red eyes appeared in the dimness. Shadows are everywhere, a voice hissed. And where they are, so am I. Takua backed away from the eyes. His heart was pounding. The Makuta. It had to be. I know who you are, he said, trying to keep his voice from quavering. I'm not afraid. Even my shadows cannot hide your fear, Makuta said. Or the truth. What truth? Takua asked. That you will not find the seventh Toa. And deep down, you know it. So I won't, Takua said uncertainly. Maybe Jaller will. And if he doesn't, Makuta's voice was more ominous than ever. He will die because of you. Bring me the mask, Takua. Bring it to me, and you won't lose your friend. Takua was horrified. Was this his choice? Betray all of Motunui, or allow Jaller to die? Makuta is said to be the master of lies, he thought. Maybe this choice is a lie, too. No, he cried, trying to sound bold and sure. I won't let everyone down. You fail them more if you refuse, Makuta said. For the mask, your villagers and Jaller will be spared. Don't be a fool. No, Takua stammered, confused. I can't. Suddenly, a flash of light flooded the tunnel. Hey, Jaller's voice called from somewhere ahead. A second later, he and Puku appeared. Keep up, Coalyhead, Jaller chided. I found some better tunnels. Takua stared around wildly, but there was no sign of Makuta. Unable to speak, he merely nodded and followed as Jaller and Puku turned and headed down the tunnel again. So where'd you wander off to? Jaller asked over his shoulder as they walked. Jaller, Takua said. About the mask. What about it? Jaller asked. You ready to take it? Finally? Takua paused, struggling to make up his mind. I can't. He took a deep breath. Go with you. What? Jaller exclaimed, clutching the mask, which faded slightly. Why? Takua could only shake his head hopelessly. I can't explain, he croaked. Jaller frowned. Oh, that's just great, he said angrily. First you stick me with your duty, and then you ditch me? Takua couldn't meet his friend's eyes. My duty is to myself, he muttered, turning away. I quit. Just take the mask and go. At that moment, the last of the mask's light faded. Fine, Jaller said. At his words, the mask's glow returned, at least a little. But I won't give up. I will find the seventh Toa, whether you're the true herald or not. Puku stood still, staring first after Takua and then Jaller. She turned and followed Takua. Makuta watched Takua's retreat from his lair deep beneath the tunnels, his red eyes glowing with anger.
"My fairness burned,"
he hissed, turning toward the giant mask of Motunui on the wall.
"My gentle sons, bound in ice."
He glared at the mask.
"So, my hand is cast."
He turned to face 3 stone pillars, nearly identical to the ones from which the Rakshi had emerged. As Makuta walked by them, 3 shadowy forms burst out of them.
"Now I must pierce that which the Toa hold dear,"
Makuta said. He stopped in front of one of the new figures. Another Rakshi, this one white in color. Its name was Kurak, the Anger Rakshi.
"Anger among them will threaten their precious unity."
Makuta walked on. This time, he paused before a Rakshi that was as black as night. Vorak, the Hunger Rakshi.
"Hunger will consume their duty,"
Makuta said as the creature's staff quivered with energy. The third Rakshi was colored in fearful shades of red. This was Turok, the Fear Rakshi.
"And fear will keep them from their destiny."
Makuta turned away from the 3 new Rakshi, once again facing the still mask of Motunui.
"They will not disturb your sleep."
End of chapter 12.